just want to go through a quick story here showing that they just don't get it. They just don't get it. Trump stole Democrats' playbook. To win again, they should steal his. We're going to go through this. This is an opinion piece out of The Hill by Richard Davis, opinion contributor. And I think it's illustrative of why there is such a tremendous opportunity right now for the populist movement of this country to take the reins of government and not give it back for the next 10 to 12 years. Be sure to hit like and subscribe. Kind of go through this a little bit here. The article goes through a bunch of policies that President Trump has utilized for his victory. Trump claimed tariffs were necessary to fight unfair foreign competition and protect American products and jobs. His pro-labor approach pleased blue-collar workers, the very base Democrats had leaned on for decades. Which is true. He had a very pro-labor approach. It also doesn't help when your guy, Schumer, gets up there and says for every one white working class we're going to lose, we'll pick up 2 more in the suburbs. Another case, Trump urged Congress to eliminate the debt limit. The debt limit vote has been used by Republicans to elicit promises of spending cuts in return for GOP support for debt limit increases. That's why Democrats have favored ending the debt limit, while Republicans support continuing it. Trump's position, which would allow him to increase spending and initiate tax cuts without worrying about the debt limit, stole the Democrats' thunder. This is one that I'm very wary of, because we do have to limit our spending, which is the point of Doge. But with tariffs in combination with tax cuts, we will bring in much more revenue. The Reagan tax cuts brought in more revenue than the IRS knew what to do with in the 80s. We'll be looking at the same situation here. Yet another example is tax policy. In 2024 campaign, Trump advocated tax breaks that would help the wealthy, but also tax breaks that would help working class or lower income workers and retirees. He proposed removing tax on tips, which would affect millions of low-wage service workers, although most would get those taxes back in refunds. But the message for these service workers is that Trump understands them, is on their side, a message Democrats formally sent. Similarly, his proposal to end taxes on Social Security benefits signals to older voters that Trump, not Democrats, advocates for them. Of course, these revenue losses will add to the deficit and hasten time for when Social Security funds will run out. Still another example is his domestic policy. Trump has focused his attention on issues that get close to home for Americans. Former Republican candidates used to be foreign policy based. For example, the slogan in Bill Clinton's 1992 campaign was, "It's the economy, stupid." That line showed Democrats owned the issue. By 2024, Trump had taken ownership of inflation. And this goes through a number of other policies that Trump utilizes to his advantage, because Democrats are just too dumb to look at working class people as people. Frankly, they're just too stupid to. But what they don't understand is that this isn't just a policy-based thing. This is cultural. A large majority of Americans are sick and tired of being called every name in the book just because they were born a certain race. Are sick and tired of being told that everything is their fault just because they were born a certain race. That they are ists and phobes just because they were born a certain race. That everything we loved growing up is being destroyed and that we were wrong for protesting it. We're sick and tired of that. We're sick and tired of being yelled at by blue-haired Karens pink-haired Karens who think they know what's best for everyone. The worst thing in the world is somebody who thinks they know what's best for you and they say they have good intentions and they have power. This is far beyond policy. In this Hill piece, it goes through item after item. It's a decent piece, but it's from a policy wonk in the Beltway. Once again, these Beltway people showing they have no clue what's going on outside the Washington Beltway. These political elites. This guy is a, where was it? An emeritus professor or something like that. Yep, right here. Emeritus professor of political science at BYU. I'll let you see his credentials. So I'm sure he's smart in his book learning. And when he's in his ivory tower with his other teetotaling sticks, I'm sure he sounds like a genius. Get him outside of his ivory tower into the real world. I think it would be quite different for Professor Davis. The fact that he doesn't observe this as a cultural issue shows how out of touch he is. It shows how out of touch the people he associates with are. And being that this is the Hill, I think we can tell who he associates with. So once again, we have a tremendous opportunity here because the left still doesn't get it. They have pushed too far. The response is Donald Trump. He is just the result of what you have done. That's it. You caused it. You pushed, you yelled, you called names, you used law, you used economics, you oppressed. At some point, that silent group of people are going to step up and step out and go, take you down. The wind has shifted. Culturally, the wind has shifted. With every major company, except for a few, abandoning DEI, abandoning the woke, siding with the cultural shift that has transpired here. The 4 years of Biden were an experiment, kind of like a last taste of castor oil. We're going to need to puke out a Biden in order to get a Trump back. And that's what happened. You pushed it. This is policy and culture. And until you guys understand that right now, as of now, you have pushed the culture war so far, it's in our favor. You will continue to lose in the arena of politics. Keep yelling. Keep screaming from the rooftop. Policy, policy, or keep calling us names. Keep calling us names. Keep reminding us why we vote against you. Please do. I encourage you to do so. And I thank you. And I thank you for stopping by and listening. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you.